Hello Flosstube! My name is Heather and you might know me from the blog world. I have the Fantasy Cross Stitch blog over at Blogspot. It's my first chance making a video, so let's get on with it. I thought today I would talk about the projects that I've finished. I've been stitching for about 3 years. I kind of started off big and I went right for a Dimensions Gold kit, so, you know, go big or go home. I currently work as a tutor at a charter school here in California. I live in Simi Valley, which is a little northwest of LA. I am currently getting my teaching credential, so I am doing student teaching right now, which is stressful to say the least, but it's been fun so far. I'm getting my master's. My bachelor's was in criminology because I was going to become a police officer, but that didn't pan out so well. I am married, no kids, but I do have one cat. You'll probably see her coming through if you can hear her in the background. She's playing with something, but I'm sure you'll see her. I was originally born in Colorado. I was born and raised there, and then I met my husband 2 years ago. I'm sorry, not 2 years ago. Met my husband about 7 years ago. We dated for 2 years, and then we got married, and we just had our 5-year anniversary. When we met, we had actually met through a Disney fan site, so I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot of my Disney love as my stitching journey continues. We met through a Disney fan site. We met at Disneyland for a scavenger hunt that the website that we met on was hosting. We kind of got together after that. He lived in California at the time while I lived in Colorado, so after we dated for a couple of years, just kind of flying back and forth to see each other, we moved out to Florida so that he could stay working at Disney, because that's what he does. He is a computer programmer with Disney Interactive. At the time he was working in entertainment though, so he moved to Florida so that he could still stay working at Disney, but I'm sure most of you know that California housing prices are horrible, so we moved out there so that he could try and move up with the company. It ended up not working out, but he did finish his degree. And so then we moved back here when he was graduated, and he got an internship working for the Interactive. So anyway, enough about me. You guys are all here for stitching. So like I said, my very first project I did was a Dimensions Gold kit. I'm sure you guys have probably seen it. It is the Candy Cane Santa, which took me about a year to stitch. Let's say a year, yeah, year and a half. But I hadn't really been taught how to stitch, so I basically taught myself from their kit. And so here is that. As you can see, I framed it. Sorry for the glare. It's winter, so I'm trying to use as much of the natural light as possible. Let me see if I can, there we go, angle it a little bit. I did the framing and matting myself, so I do need to recut the frame, or I'm sorry, the mat. As you can see, the red one is a little wonky. It's because I was using one of the handheld blades instead of an actual blade cutter because I was trying to save money. Turned out not so well, but still looks good, I think. So this project took me about a year to do. There it is, full. It's about 12 by 16 inches. Oh, there's my cat. Sorry about that. This is Mocha. She is our baby. We got her, oh, she's trying to get down. There you go. We rescued her in June of last year, so she'll be a year old in February, so she's still a little baby. After I finished Candy Cane Santa, I got another Dimensions kit. This time I got, you guys have probably seen this one as well, Aurora Cabin. Let's see if I can angle that a little bit. So this one took me about a year to stitch as well. When I was doing both of these, I was still a one at a time stitcher. Let me see if I can, same thing on the mat as that one, on that one as well. Actually, both of these mats were white, and then I painted them, so you can kind of see some of the brush strokes, which I wanted to leave in to leave a little bit of texture in there. There's a really close-up of just how wonky that cutting job is. So same thing, I just had to have the, I'm going to take them to Michael's, I think, and get them redone with the mat. So those are my biggest projects I've done. I did the framing on both of them myself. But I think they turned out pretty cool. I like the colors I chose for the mats. Most of my house is done in white and black, kind of as you can see the sconces behind me. So most of my projects are going to end up with black frames on them. After I finished those, I started to do the Artesi, I forget how you say that, Halloween banners, which I will try to put a picture of. I split them up into 4 pieces, and then I did them in belt pulls. I've completely finished 2 of them, so I have 2 FFOs with those. So here's the first one I did, which I call Halloween Blue. As you can see why. So I finished this one in 2014 in September. And I did the moon in Glow in the Dark DMC from the Light Effects line. So I completely made the bell pulls myself. I just took some dowels that I found and cut them up and painted them with a, it's not a black, it's a oil rubbed bronze spray paint. And then I finished, hang on, sorry, I have to fix it. Halloween Red, and I finished this 1/29 of 14. Wait. Sorry, 11/29 of 14. I put the date and my initials there, kind of in the corner. Oh God, get down. Hang on, sorry. Oh, stop it. You are fine. Sorry, my cat wants to play. So this is Halloween Red. Same thing, I did the moon in Glow in the Dark. So it's my second FFO, which I love the eyes down there in the corner. I just recently, I did not put the date on it, so I'm going to have to look back at my blog and see when I finished it, because I totally forgot about it. I have not washed this one yet, but I did just recently finish Halloween Green. So as you can see, I have to pull those threads off the side and wash it. This one was interesting because the very light green down at the bottom is actually yellow, sort of. It shows up a lot more yellow in person. See if I can get it in there a little bit. It's just slightly darker than the windows. Actually, no, actually I think it is the same color as the windows. Yeah. And as his eyes. So there's one more in this series, and that is Halloween Yellow. It has a witch in flying over the moon. These are fun. These are done on 32 count linen that I got from Michael's. It says linen. I'm pretty sure it's more of an even weave though, because there's hardly any slubs. And it is a thicker material. This was my first project that I bought everything for, as far as all the DMC and everything. After that, I finished, well, kind of while I was stitching these I have as my travel project, but while I was stitching them, I was also stitching a huge project for my cousin, which I will try to enter a picture of. It is an 800 by 202 stitch piece called Paradise from Love Thy Thread, which is no longer in business. What I did was it's a beach scene, just in case I cannot do the picture, and what I did was I had done it for their wedding, and so I had charted out the words separately, and so I was stitching kind of from two charts at once. So I would stitch the words, and then I would go in and put in the background stitching and fit it around the words. So that took me a good year and 10 months, I believe, to do. Excuse me just one second, I'm gonna look at the dates if I can see them on my other two. Okay, so Aurora Cabin I finished, it's really hard to see it, I did it in purple thread down here. This was finished June 24th of 2014. Guess it feels like longer. And then this one was finished January 8th of 2013. So, guess I finished everything in about 2 years. 2015 was taken up mostly by gift projects. I will try to put in pictures here. I did not put the dates on them. I know for sure that I finished the Paradise piece for my cousin October 20th, I think, of last year. And I started it January 1st that was my January 1st start of 2014. So took a good almost 2 years to do. My most recent finish, I have not had too many finishes that I have with me. Excuse me. Because I've given them all away. These are the only two that I have with me that are complete. I do have another FO. It is, no it's not. I need to wash it. But this is Raven, which is the Bewitching Pixies from Nora Corbett. So, let's see if, sorry. She's done on an opalescent Ada, which I got from Michael's and dyed myself. Most of my pieces you're gonna see are all on hand-dyed fabrics that I dyed myself. If anybody's interested in me doing a tutorial on fabric dyeing, let me know. I do more of a modeling effect on mine, which is a low immersion dye. But you can kind of see more close up her beads. And she does not have any Krynic in her. So there's some of the beads on her dress. So I'm still not entirely sure, but I think the only difference between Nora's and Mira's are that Nora's do not have faces on them. So she has some fairies and these bewitching pixies, which there are 12 in this series. I'm going to stitch them all. I have my fabric dyed for the next one. So first off, here's the chart for her. I didn't change anything on hers, but I will probably on some of the others. So she was kind of my introduction Nora piece. I did do the fabric for the next one, which is going to be Emmy. So what I'm trying to do with all of my fabrics is to do the gray, to be mostly gray with a little bit of each pixie's like signature color, kind of as just a hint of it in the fabric. So what I did was, I did a gray dye and a purple dye for Raven. So you can kind of maybe see it a little bit like over here. This is the fabric that I did for Emmy, which I haven't started her yet, but I will soon, hopefully. I was kind of surprised because this spot here in the middle, a lot of the sparkles kind of went away, which is fine because it's going to be stitched over anyway. But I think it's because I had to dye it twice. For some reason the gray did not come through the first time, and it turned out really teal. So I went back over it with more dye in the gray, and just did that color. So this one actually got dyed twice. I did iron it and wash it, but it looks really wrinkly. So you can kind of see, hopefully, the difference. Oh yeah, you can definitely see. So you can see that she is definitely more purple, whereas Emmy will be more teal. Okay, so those are those two. I also had bought this first. This is Xenia. The problem I have with her is that, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there's all these beads here look very red, like her dress, but the called for beads are 02056, which is they didn't look like it at the time, so I may still use them, but it's those reddish beads. If I can focus. There you go. Which are those reddish beads. They looked very dark, almost black in the package. So I was hesitant to try her, so that's actually why I started with Raven, but now I'm actually liking them. So I think I might use the called for beads after all. I had bought some more, but you can never have too many beads. But anyway, so she'll be one of my next starts once I get her fabric dyed. I do have the fabric, but I like to dye my fabric so I'm not just doing it one piece at a time. Not that it's time consuming, but you do have to sit there and wait for several hours, or at least I do, to get the color saturation that I need. So I like to do at least two pieces of fabric at a time. This is my final one that I have bought so far. So this is Cleo. Still deciding on her color. Of her fabric. I might do, thinking, I kind of like the green, so I might try actually the green color. It's not her main color, obviously, because it's purple. But I might actually do both. And I'll probably put some purple, some green, and the mostly gray in there. So we'll see. So those are the 4 that I have so far. Like I said, I will be getting all of them hopefully soon. Since I am doing my student teaching right now, I am not making any money. So we are completely reliant on my husband's cash flow. So I'm kind of not really on a complete stash ban, but we are trying to buy a house this year as well. So we'll see how that goes. When I dyed the fabric for Emmy, I also dyed the fabric for my new start, which I will be starting hopefully soon. I am doing Blimey Cat Stitches Ingleside Imaginarium Dragon Cell. So this is the fabric that I am doing for that. I was going for a gold dragons love their treasure type look, and so this also is an opalescent Ada. This one is a gold sparkle as opposed to the others, which are silver. So you can kind of see, well, it's showing up silver, but they are very gold. Let's see, yeah, it's just not picking up well. But I will be stitching the border with Kreinik, just like Kate the Queen of Starts and Katie the Stash Queen. Stole the idea from them. So I will hopefully start that soon. Before I get into what I'm working on now, so this is the fabric that I bought. So this will be my fabric for either Xenia or Cleo, probably Xenia. The problem is I cannot find the silver sparkle anywhere. They sell them at Michael's. They have been out. I bought the one piece because that was all they had. Wasn't able to find any more for, I think I've gone back like 4 weeks later. I've gone back a couple of different times in that time. And they have been still sold out. I got this piece just yesterday at the Michael's that is near my mother-in-law's house. We went over to her place so that we could help her set up her cable after we got our new TV for Christmas. Or Hanukkah, I should say. It was actually for her birthday, because her birthday is on December 25th. So, lucky her. The piece I am working on now, I'm going to have to move the camera. Hang on one second. So I have one of the stands from Michael's, just one of the cheap stands, and I recently got, a Millennium frame. The problem with this is that the Millennium frame is too heavy and it will not sit up properly on it. So, pull it out. So I basically have to hold the bottom of it on my lap. Try not to make you all sick here. So this is my current piece I'm working on. The top of the fabric is green, so it has all 4 colors. And I did that for a specific reason. Oops, sorry. Sorry about that. The reason being, I will try to put in a picture here of it. This piece is a Hade, and it is, actually, even better. I have a picture here. So the designer is Bridget Ashwood, who is one of the Hade designers. She had last year, or 2015 actually, she was doing a Kickstarter for a calendar that she designed, which is the Celtic Spirit calendar for 2016. And depending if you know how Kickstarter works, or if you don't know I should say, It's like when people want to fund a new project or something they have going on, you can buy in at certain levels, and then when you get to like the bottommost level, you get some kind of automatic prize when it gets funded. If you go up another level, you get maybe something else. Each one is different. So for mine, it was $25, I think, or $30. You could get a calendar, and you could also get one of the pictures in the calendar charted by Michelle from Heaven and Earth Designs. And so that's the one I did. So this is what it is going to look like when it's done. That's the actual calendar. Let me get a picture of it. So as you can see, each of the colors over here is going to match up with the colors in the fabric. So it took a little while. I had to be very sure where I wanted to, or which way to have my fabric. When I was dyeing it, I had to make sure it was the right way. That was an interesting dyeing experience. And then, so you can see I've started this part right here. This is my challenge piece. It's what I've been doing all of the Hay challenges on so far. I did not finish challenge 3 because I was trying to finish my cousin's project. Don't have itchy nose, I have itchy eye. But it's not too big of a piece, I don't think. I'm still debating doing all of this. You can kind of see there's designs in the blue. Whether I want to do those tinted or not. So far, I was set on it, but now I'm kind of iffy about it. So we'll see when I get there. Still have a way, obviously. So I'm about halfway through the challenge for this month, or this 4 months. It ends in April. But I figured it was enough time. I wasn't going to do the challenge at first, but I figured it was enough time that I could do my student teaching and get it done in time. I've been shirking my student teaching tasks a little bit. I'm still on par with where I'm supposed to be for my student teaching. I just wish I was a little more ahead, but this project has kind of taken me over a little bit, so I've already halfway through, and I've started about a week ago on it, so not too bad. I'll be happier once I'm finished with the challenge so that I can get more of my lesson plans written and hopefully get done with it. I am really trying to tell myself not to start a new project. My new project I would be starting would be the Max Color Museum Shelf from Hay. 700 and it is not the super size, it is just the Max Color, but it has almost 250 colors, and it is 750 by, I think it's 525, it's somewhere in the 500 range stitches, so very big. The chart is about 73 pages, I think. I have the fabric for it. One of the LNSs near me closed, and so they were having a great deal on all of their fabric, so I think everything was like 80% off or something, so I got a ton of fabric. And I finally just got all of the DMC color line, so I do have all of those. Hopefully I won't have to, or I'll be able to tell myself hopefully not to start it, but we'll see. I do have one more project that I started over Christmas, the Christmas break. I went to see my family, which I haven't seen them for the holidays. I hadn't seen them since we moved to Florida, so it was 7 or 8 years. The reason being, I used to work in a theme park. I used to work at SeaWorld. So did my husband. Well, my husband still works at Disney, but he's not in the theme parks anymore. So if you don't know, if you work at a theme park, you have to work pretty much every holiday. You can't really ask for it off. You can't really trade anybody because the holidays are the busiest times. So yeah, so I wasn't able to leave to go home. So we finally went home this year, so I did not get hardly any stitching done over the holiday break, which is okay by me because I gotta spend time with family. So, yeah, I think that is going to be the end of this video. Oh, actually, really quick, I was going to show you. So I just recently got all the DMC line, like I said. I have not finished all of the bobbinating on them yet. I'm close, but I thought, I haven't really seen anybody store their DMC like this or their floss, so I thought I would just show you how I do it. So I have two big notebooks, the 3-inch binders, and what I did was I got trading card sheets, I guess you could call them. There's 25 in each sheet, and so I bobbinate them all and I just put them in there. So this holds through 899, and then my other one holds everything else, 900 through 3865. And I don't really need these anymore. You see these little things at the top. They're little Velcro dots that I did to keep them in. But now that it's worn in a little bit, my floss stays in place and it won't actually like push out or anything. I just thought this was easier. I could just put it on my shelf, not have to worry about it. Once I clean off my shelves a little bit, I'll show those to you. Because basically all of my crafting stuff fits on one set of metal shelves. But it's kind of a mess right now, so you will see those next time, hopefully. I will try to post videos, I want to say once a month, if not earlier. I don't think I'll be able to do once a week. I just don't stitch enough, I don't think, to make it interesting. I usually only work on 1 or 2 projects at a time, big projects. So we'll see. I don't do any paper charts, well, except for the Nora's, because I like using Easy PDF. So I stitch either from my computer or from my iPad, because you can just search for the symbol and it'll show you all of that symbol. So that's really nice. I know some people have problems with it, but I really like it. But enough rambling. I watched a lot of your videos under a different name. I don't usually comment, but what I'm going to do is, because I've been using my personal account to do it, so under my stitching account, which is what this video will be under, I'm going to go back through and resubscribe to all of your videos. And hopefully start to leave more comments. I'm really bad about commenting. I comment on blogs, but I'm usually stitching while I am listening to all of your Flosstube, so usually I'm too much into it to go over and comment, and I always tell myself I will. I'm a liar. What can I say? But I will try to be better at it, and I will hopefully see you guys next time with some of my other WIPs that I have that are currently packed away that I didn't want to get out at the moment because this video was kind of last minute. So thanks for watching me, and I will see you guys all later. Bye!